Good evening, good morning, rather, Duval, Jacksonville. How everybody doing? This is Part 24 of The Sauce. I am your host, Mr. C. I am back. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. I have been gone for a while, had a lot of things going on. As you guys know, I had my son up here for the summer, so I was being a father to him, spending a lot of time with him, getting things together with him. And then I had some other personal things I needed to take care of. But I am back. I have my station pretty much almost done now. I hope you guys like the new banner that is up. If you do, please comment and let me know how you guys like the new banner. Also, the also the thumbnail is also up for you guys to take a look at that if you guys want to comment. Please like and continue to subscribe to the channel. I am back. I apologize for my delay of returning, but I wanted to get the channel up and running correctly before I return. So please, again, I want to get up to at least 150 likes on this episode. I'm going to cover a lot of things this morning, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. I'm going to get into a little in depth with a few things that I hope you guys will like hearing. First of all, I want to once again thank all my listeners and my subscribers for being a part of this YouTube channel. It has been a great run thus far, and I hope to continue to build up on it and bring you guys some of the hottest topics, gossip, entertainment, sports, news around. I'm definitely going to do my homework and make sure I bring you guys the real sauce and not just the BS, but some BS will be involved. Let's just keep it 100 and just be honest with you about that there. As you guys see, I am letting my grade come out. I will be 50 years old in November, so I decided just to let it grow and stop hiding from it. It is what it is. You feel me? So, excuse me. So, before I get into it, I want to give a big shout out. Want you guys to like and subscribe to my big brother Brian Howard um, develop character development station here on YouTube as well. He is a great speaker, great motivator. He definitely knows how to speak with great intellect. I hope you guys will check him out. That's Brian Howard's channel, uh, Character Development. Please check that out. I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right name. I'm pretty sure I am, but that is the name of his station. I hope you guys will check it out and get him the opportunity to share some of his knowledge with you guys as well because he is like a really good friend of mine. Um, as I move forward, that is definitely the name of the anybody who want to know that is the name of his channel, Character Development. Please check him out, Brian Howard, on here on YouTube channel as well. I want to get into depth with a few things that I said earlier. I want to talk about um, some personal experiences as well that I'm going to discuss in the first topic. So the first topic tonight is going to be about Amazon and the number of COVID reports they have had in the last 30 days. The number of COVID reports they have had in the last 30 days, and it has been a lot of reports. Now, you may say, well, Charles, how do you know that? Mr. C, how you know it's been so many reports? Well, as you guys may not know, or some of you may know, I work part-time at Amazon. So I get all their reports and all their uh, updates on our building, our facility where I work at. And I can tell you from all the notifications that I get that they are averaging at least 5 reports a week of someone in the building with COVID. That's 5 reports a week, maybe 6, but 5 for sure. And what's so crazy about it is I don't think people are yet taking this COVID virus very serious. Now, people, I don't know if you don't take it serious. I don't know um, if you have someone, your family members, didn't want to experience this virus yet. But let me tell you, it is definitely serious. It's definitely serious. People, before we go on, please press that notification bell so you guys can get all the notifications when I go live. I'm going to be going live a lot more often now. I'm going to do it about 3 or 4 times a week. be going on a cruise here in the next week or so. So I'm going to go live on the cruise as well. So I'm going to do a live while I'm on the cruise as well. So please press that subscribe button so you can get all that notification button so you guys can get all the updates or get all the notifications when I get ready to go live. As I was saying, people are not taking this COVID virus thing very serious. And I'm going to, like I say, on this segment right now, I'm talking about this COVID virus thing because it hit home. Yes, it hit home. And I'm going to tell you guys here in a second how it hit home. But I was vaccinated 5 months ago. I had my vaccination, both shots of the Pfizer, and I was fine. I was great. I didn't have an issue with taking the vaccination. You know, people do have an issue with taking the vaccination, but they really shouldn't, because, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't understand that the vaccination is not there to stop the COVID virus, it's there to prevent you from going through some of the trauma that some people are currently going through. People that are on life preserve machines, breathing machines, and all this stuff. The purpose of the vaccination shot is to prevent you from going through those type of health issues. And for those who some of you don't know, and I'm going to be the first to tell you because I wanted to tell you here on this show so you can know, so you can talk to some, you're going to get it from the horse's mouth. I was 2 weeks ago, well, not quite, 2 weeks ago, I woke up thinking I had a cold, and because my throat was itching, and I thought I had a cold, and it was crazy because I said, well, damn, I know my body, so I know I usually get 2 colds. I know I usually get one in the summer and one in the winter. So it don't always happen that way. I may just get one, but I usually get one in the summer and one in the winter. And when I woke up that morning, my throat was itching. I was like, wow, I'm coming out with my summer cold. So I already knew what I had to do. I started getting my Alka-Seltzer together, getting my Sudafed together, getting my bottle of waters together. So I already knew I had to flush this thing out, because a cold is a virus. So pretty much with a virus, you let it, you just try to flush it out the system, let it run its course. So that's what I started doing, thinking I would just let it run its course, and I would let it do its thing. And so the next day, you know, I went through the day, you know, had the itchy throat or whatever, went through the day next day. So that Friday morning, I was like, felt really bad. I felt extremely bad, and I didn't know what to do. I was at work and I didn't know what to do. So I was advised to take a COVID test. So I said, COVID test? I said, man, I don't need no motherfucking COVID test because I already been vaccinated. I mean, me being ignorant, I was ignorant to the fact that I already been vaccinated. So I'm like, shit, I ain't got to take no COVID test. I've been vaccinated already, so I wasn't worried about no COVID test. So I went to my boss and told him, I said, man, listen, man, I think I need to go take a COVID test. So he was like, all right, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I said, I don't want to alarm anybody, but, you know, I'm going to do that. So I rode around Duval, man. When I tell you I rode around Duval for hours trying to get a COVID test. All the facilities was backed up. As you guys know, the hospitals don't do COVID tests, but all the facilities was backed up, and I didn't know what to do. So I was told to take a home test. So I say, okay, take a home test and make an appointment for a regular test at CVS or Walgreens somewhere. So, you know, I went, bought the home test, and I came home and read the instructions and did what I was supposed to do, you know, and the nose thing and shit, and then put it in there and close it up and I let it sit, and I got online and make me an appointment. Appointment was a week out before I can get a COVID test in Duval. Now, let me repeat that because I don't think you guys heard me. Appointment was a week out before I can get a COVID test in Duval. So I had to wait until the following Friday before I can get a COVID test in Duval. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. That wasn't going to be no good. So I took this home test, I waited like they told me to. Test came back positive. So instantly I sent the test to my boss and said, and he told me, say, well, HR is not going to take the home test. You got to take a regular test. So I said, well, I'm not going to take a regular test right now. So I had to set my appointment for another city to take the test to get it sooner. And that was still 3 days out. So I took my test that Monday and it came back. I had to wait the Wednesday to get it and it came back positive. So I want to explain to you guys what the vaccination did for me. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to do the same thing for everybody, but I'm going to tell you what it did for me, and it's probably what it's going to do for 90% of the people who already have the vaccination. So that Friday, I experienced the sore throat. I experienced the weakness and the tiredness. When I tell you this thing put you to sleep, it puts you to sleep. And I didn't know that was part of the virus. It makes you sleep so it can lay dormant in your body. And it doesn't want you to get up and move around and get some sun, get some vitamin E or whatever the case may be to get it out your system. So I'm in my den, and some reason I should have kept it out down here, and I didn't. I don't know what I was thinking, uh, but I start feeling weak, tired, um, fatigue. Couldn't smell anything, couldn't taste anything, um, nauseated, and a headache from hell. A headache from hell. And that went on for a couple of days. And by the time I took the test that Monday, I was getting better. I wasn't completely better, but I was getting better. And it was it was rough. It was rough. But because I took the COVID test with my underlying issues, because I took the COVID vaccine, I apologize, then I didn't have to go through all this stuff that people are going through now that's in the hospitals and whatever the case may be. Because COVID continued to take this country by storm, especially in the Southeast. And I'm so glad that I had that COVID test because I think it saved my life. And I don't say that with a lack of gratitude because I'm grateful that I took that test because I really believe it saved my life. But I employ people, and I said it on my podcast a little while ago. I employ people to take this test because, take this vaccine because it will save your life. It will help save your life. So if you haven't taken the vaccine, I advise you to do it. It hit home. It hit very close to home, as you guys see. I had it. Uh, Anyone can get it. It's not a friendly virus. It doesn't discriminate black, white, Oriental, Chinese. It doesn't fucking matter. It will hit your ass if you slip up and get it. And I employ people to wear your mask. Continue to do social distancing because I don't know what's going on at Amazon. Getting back to that, I don't know what's going on with Amazon because I know people that was vaccinated didn't have to wear a mask, but people that wasn't vaccinated still had to wear a mask. And I'm just trying to figure out how all these people are coming up with COVID if they're still using these same protocols. So I don't know the people getting it from outside sources and bringing it in and passing it, which that's the only logical reason I can see, the only logical way I can see that is transpiring. But I hope that Amazon will continue to work and eliminate these outbreaks because they're getting very, very, very high. In fact, I think they sent another notification out tonight. And I will check for you and see just to make sure. Yeah, they sent another notification out tonight. And a notification I'll read to the day is the 20. Yesterday was last night rather, and yesterday was the 24th. Was the 24th, and I'm gonna read you what it says so you can understand why I say that this is being serious. COVID-19 case at your work site. An employee at Jack's 5 has tested positive for COVID-19. Now this say he was last. This say he was last on site August 17th, but um, the day is the 20. Yesterday was the 24th. So I don't understand how these people are contracting this virus unless they're doing it outside of the workplace and bringing it in. But just so you can see, this has been an ongoing thing. Let me see, can I show you? See, can I go out of it and show you? If you can see, I don't know if you guys. I can't show it to you on here, but I'm gonna put it in the link below so you guys can take a look at it and see. That is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's a lot. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna go back to that site and work because I don't want it again. I can tell you that now. That shit ain't nothing to be played with. It ain't nothing to be played with. It don't play around. Think it does? You fucking crazy. You feel me? Don't play with it. In fact, I take another test Saturday, and I got to take another test about 10 days after that because I'm going on the cruise. So I got to be um, take a test 10 days before I go on the cruise as well. But I'm going to get my booster shot after this test Saturday. Um, but yeah, I'm going to try to protect myself as much as I can. But that's the COVID Amazon news I wanted to talk about and how it personally hit home. But now we want to move on to the next segment. We're 17 minutes into the show. We want to move on to the next segment um, and talk about some entertainment news real quick. I want to talk about R. Kelly situation. Um, this is the entertainment section of Paul 24 The Sauce, and we're going to talk about R. Kelly situation because R. Kelly trial has started, and I want to know how people feel about R. Kelly and how much time you think R. Kelly is really facing. I think I personally I don't want to say um, a lot of time, but eh, we all know that it's deeper than what people are thinking. R. Kelly is definitely facing some hell of a time. One of his bodyguards or one of his security guards just testified the other day and said some really fucked up shit about R and how he treated people and how the dude say he felt um, um, working for R. Kelly and how he felt like he had to jump through hoops for R. Kelly and some of the shit he had to do. And then his tour manager uh, testified that she was concerned about him and Aaliyah's relationship, um, but she never stopped it. But it's a lot of stuff going on right now in this R. Kelly sex crime trial, and R. Kelly continued to allege that he's innocent, but we all know the truth about that. I feel sorry for the brother, but it's definitely um, serious. And just to give you a quote from um, his tour manager, Demetrius Smith, said, and I quote, reflected on an obligation to R. Kelly despite his deep reservation over the R&B star's alleged sexual relationship with Aaliyah when she was in her early teens and he was in his mid to late 20s. Indeed, Smith's description of his involvement with Kelly's alleged plan to wed Aaliyah when she was 15 because of a pregnancy scare. So I don't understand how these people who helped cover a lot of this bullshit up with are walking scot free because you have crimes like murder, robbery, and shit like that. That if someone helped you cover it up, they was accessory to the fact before or after. And but these motherfuckers, the parents, the bodyguards, the managers, all these people who helped cover this shit up should be on trial too. Not just R. Kelly, just my opinion. All I can say is I hope that this man takes this shit serious and realize what he's facing because these white folks is trying to hang his ass. So um, we're gonna see how this is gonna play out with R. Kelly. But I want y'all opinion on it. What y'all think he's facing? How much do you think he's facing? Because I don't think he's gonna walk away from this. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people may wish he would. I wish he would. To be honest with you, but I'm not condoning what he did. Not saying it was right, but the motherfuckers took the money. They took the motherfucking money. So if they took the money, now that the man ain't paying no more, you want to lock him up? Fuck that. These people are these people they're gonna get theirs too. Everybody's involved gonna get theirs too. So just want to get you guys' opinion on that. Please leave your opinions down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about that. Again, people, I'm trying to get to 150 likes on this episode of the Pod 24 show, and hope that you guys will like it and share it as well. And let me know what you think about this subject of R. Kelly as well as your input on the coronavirus, what you think about that as well. Because on this show is what we do. We're going to cover all angles of life, good, the bad, the ugly, entertainment, sports, hearsay, she say, whatever the case may be, we're going to bring it to you. When we get it, we're going to bring it to you raw. And we're back live. There's no more delays. We're definitely going to be doing a show at least twice to 3 times a week. So please press that notification button down there so you can get all the notifications when we get ready to go live. We are now 22 minutes into the show, and I want to jump now to sports. Yeah, people, I know a lot of the ladies might not like the sports talk, but I'm a sports fan. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some sports shit. I've been trying to say. You feel me? So, a couple of things I want to touch on for as sports is concerned. One, I read an article while I was reading. Well, actually, it was more like a documentary I listened to a little bit of it. Didn't get all of it. I won't tell you guys no lie, but it was talking about Dwayne Wade of the Miami Heat, Gabrielle Union, his wife, and Dwayne's son, who is now his daughter. And I want to say that I respect Dwayne Wade for standing up and being a man and talking about how he wanted his child to be what they wanted to be and not be judgmental or hateful or anything towards his child. I want to give a shout out to him and Gabrielle Union for doing that. But I want to know what you guys think about Dwayne Wade defending his son, who is now his daughter. I can't remember his name, Zakiya, something like that, I believe it is. But I want to know what y'all think about that, though. Again, I respect the man for sending for his child. It is his child, so I don't think anyone should have a thing to say about what he does with his child and how he has his child back. So on that level, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below what you think about Dwayne Wade and his son, who is now his daughter, and how you feel about that whole situation. But shout out to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. They're great parents. They stand up for their kids. They stand behind their kids. And Gabrielle Union is a great mother from what I hear and read. So shout out to Gabrielle. If she ever hear this podcast, I hope that she will definitely know that I give a big shout out to her for stepping in, being a great mom to her kids, her stepkids as well. I want to give a big shout out to my Miami Heat. I see you guys are making some noise in the summer league. Good game, fellas. Big shout out to you guys. Keep doing your thing. We're looking very good, very promising for next season. Another big shout out to my Miami Dolphins. Go Fins. Fins up, baby. Yes, them Dolphins. Great game the other night. Tua had a wonderful game. The offense looked great. The defense looked great. First team offense, first team defense looked great. Some great players in this on the second team, and some up and coming players that I think going to make the roster as well. Young players that I think going to do big things in this upcoming season. So, all my Dolphin fans, if you're listening to this, continue to support our Dolphins. They're definitely on their way up. As you may see around here, you may is on this side over here. I got all my Dolphin stuff, all my Dolphin gear up. I am a big Dolphin diehard fan, as you guys might see. I got my Dolphin chain back here behind us, if you can see it. But yeah, big ups to my Dolphins, and hope that you guys continue to play hard and do well. Shout out to Jamie Winston, FSU alumni. Great game last night against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sorry, I'm not a Jaguar fan. I'll go to a Jaguar game, but I'm not a Jaguar fan. I'm sorry, people, but I'm not. Duval, forgive me, I'm not a Jaguar fan, but I do go to the games because I love sports. So big shout out to Jamie Winston with a phenomenal game last night. I think he was like, I don't know, 8 of 10 for 120, 130 some yards, 2 touchdowns. So big shout out to Jamie Winston last night on a terrific game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I do like what I call what I call him. I call him Sunshine or California. That's my name for Trevor Lawrence. I think the kid is going to be great. I think he's going to do some great things in Duval. He's going to definitely make some noise. Now I don't know what his rookie year is going to be like, but I think he's going to throw a lot of yards. I think he's going to throw some touchdowns. But I look for Trevor Lawrence to be the Trevor Lawrence in the years to come. I know he hasn't been playing well in the preseason, but I think he would definitely step up and play well in the years to come for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Duval family. So big shout out to Trevor Lawrence. I hope you guys continue to improve and get better as the weeks and months go on. Moving on, it is now 28 minutes into this live show. And now I want to get into something very deep. This is the sauce. I hope you're ready. Duval, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you something that's very, very deep on my heart tonight. I want to talk to you about something that I hope that you guys will follow up on and follow through with and definitely support because it's big. Yes, we have a lot of police brutality going on in this country towards African Americans. We still have it going on. And before I get into the main topic of tonight, I want to talk about the situation in Des Moines, Iowa. 2 young black kids riding in a rental car are pulled over by 2 white officers, male and female, in the evening time. The officer gets out, goes to the car, and asks the kids, "Is this your car?" The kid responded, "No, sir. It is a rental. My car is in the shop." The officer proceeded to ask the kid again, "Is this your car?" The kid, young man, I'm not going to call him a kid, the young man said once again, "No, sir. It is a rental. It isn't my car. My car is in the shop." A third time, the officer asked the kid, "Is this your car?" The young man said, "Sir, I just told you this is a rental. My car is in the shop." "Well, how do you start the car?" The kid said, I put the kid in initial, put the car in drive, and I drive off." The officer continued to ask the kid, is this your car? The kid tell him once again, officer, I just told you, my car's in the shop. This is a rental. Do you have the keys to the car? The young man take the keys of the car and pass it to the officer. Mind you, the kid is nervous as hell. The young man to his right in the passenger seat also is nervous as hell. The officer shines a light in the car and says, I see, I pulled you over, and I smell weed in the car. The young man tells the officer, no, sir, you don't smell weed in the car. The officer say, well, I see marijuana residue on the floor. The young man tells the officer, no, sir, you don't see marijuana residue on the floor. Stick with me, people, because this shit is going to get really loud really soon. So they don't go nowhere. Stick with me because I'm going to give you what I'm leading up to. So consider this as an open statement to a trial, because this shit is going to lead up to the trial here shortly. So stick with me. I know it's late. Some of you may be up. Some of you may not be up. But if you're, please, I'm trying to reach 150 likes. Please hit that like button down below and hit that notification bell so you can get all my lives as I go live. I am back in full effect with Part 24, the sauce, and we're going to bring you the hottest shit going down. So getting back to this story in Des Moines, Iowa. So the officer says, well, your friend in the passenger seems like he's nervous. Well, the young kid says, well, sir, I have my hands up. He has his hands up. What's the problem? So the officer say, well, I think he may have a gun. Get out of the car. So the kid say, well, why do you think he may have a gun? So the officer say, well, I need you to get out of the car. So the kid say, why am I getting out of the car? He said, because I asked you to, or you're going to jail. So that's how you direct someone to get out of their car, threatening about putting them in jail, a black man. So the kid begin to get out of the car. He opens the door. He got his hands up. He steps out of the car. So the officer says, stop being stiff, stop. He was trying to say stop resisting. So the kid wasn't resisting. You can see it on the officer's cam that the kid wasn't resisting. The officer that's been a dickhead altogether. So the officer handcuffs the kid and takes him to his squad car and asks the kid to get in. The kid say, why? He said, because I feel like your friend has a gun and I want to sit you here while we. The kid say, a gun? He doesn't have a gun. So the other officer, which is the white female officer, mind you, that she walks up to the driver's side door, asks the kid to get out. The kid gets out of the car. She passes the kid down. As a spread his lap, pass him down. As they have a gun. Kid said, I have no gun. Of course, the young black man, two white officers, of course, they're nervous. I would be nervous too because of all the bullshit that goes on in America today. Why wouldn't you be nervous as a black man or a black woman or a black child in this country and two white officers pulling you over at night? Of course, you're going to fear for your life. You're not fearing going to jail. You're fearing for your life. That's what people don't understand. So they handcuffed both of the young men. They sit them down. They made the little kids. They made the other young man sit on the curb. They search the car. They find nothing. No marijuana residue, no gun, no nothing. They eventually let the kids go. This officer in question has a number of reports on him. The kid and the family sues the police department. They get a little money, but I think they should have sued him for more. I don't think they got enough. Personally, I don't think they got a motherfucking enough. I think they should have sued their ass a lot more. And I think this dumbass officer, both of them, should have been fired. So that's going to bring me into my next topic that I'm going to bring to you right now. And I want you guys to film me on this and follow me on this because this is a topic that touches my heart. This is a topic that got me hurting right now. And this is a topic that I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to come back live with you guys on Part 24 The Sauce and bring you this topic. The topic is Kendrick Johnson. Now I'm going to repeat that name, and I want you guys to hold on to that name, and I want you to put that name in your mental because it is a name that once I finish telling you where this is leading to, remember, this is the opening statement. The trial is coming. I want you to remember this young man's name, and don't never forget it. Like remember Trayvon Martin and all the other innocent people that was killed in this country by white men. Kendrick Johnson. I'm going to say it again because, again, I don't want you to forget this young man's name. I want you to remember this young man's name, and I want you to put it deep in your heart. Kendrick Johnson. Kendrick Johnson. Now, some of you might be saying right now, Mr. C, who is Kendrick Johnson? Why you keep saying the name? Why do you want to remember his name? But let me tell you why I want you to remember Kendrick Johnson. This is 2021, but I'm going to take you back to 2013. We're going back to 2013. We're 35, 36 minutes into the live show. I want to hurry up and get this through because I don't want you guys to miss this here. I want you to hold on to this and remember this. In 2013, Valdosta, Georgia, a young man was found dead, rolled up in the mat in the school's gymnasium. That young man was Kendrick Johnson. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this because there's a documentary that I hope that you guys will go and watch. Please, I beg of you to go and watch it and listen to it and follow it and understand everything that's going on. It is called Finding Kendrick Johnson. You must see this documentary. Why, Mr. C, should I watch the documentary? Because this documentary shows you how a young black man, 17 years old, was murdered and how this murder was covered up from the lower level up to the upper level. And I'm going to explain to you what I mean by that. Kendrick Johnson was murdered in the high school. Let me tell you what they said. They said that Kendrick Johnson had his shoes inside a rolled up gym mat. A gym mat that is 6 feet tall. They said that this young man who was 5'11", broad shoulders, climbed up on top of the mat, attempted to climb down into this mat and retrieve his shoe when he could have simply tilted the mat over and retrieved his shoe. But the police said that he tried to climb to the mat and got stuck and he suffocated and he died down there at the bottom of the mat. Well, let me explain to you why that was impossible. And then when you watch this documentary of Kendrick Johnson, I say this because I want you to watch this and I want you to share this podcast, this station, and I want you to share this as many times as you possibly can because we need to get this message out. Kendrick Johnson was murdered. You see, the sheriff's department helped the school board, who helped the school, who helped the murderers cover this up to prevent them from being brought to justice. Now, it didn't just stop in Valdosta, Georgia. And if you don't know much about Valdosta, Georgia, I want you to do your homework. It is the center of racism from the early 1800s. It has been in the center of racism. From the Klan to a young lady being brutally hung, her stomach being cut open, her child falling from her stomach, and a Klan member stepping on her child's head and then hanging the mother. This is the shit that was going on in Valdosta, Georgia that we knew nothing about because we was too blind or we wasn't open to reading about the history of the South as deep as we should. Valdosta was right in the middle of it. Now, let me tell you how deep this conspiracy goes because you're probably wondering, why do I want you to watch the documentary? Because this documentary going to explain to you that this conspiracy goes from the Valdosta law enforcement office of the police department all the way up to the FBI, all the way up to the Department of Justice. You don't believe me? Watch the documentary yourself and you will see. You'll see how they covered it up from the beginning to the end, how the tapes of the gymnasium where Kendrick Johnson was murdered at was corrupted. 4 videotapes, all missing the time frame of about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Please watch the documentary, Finding Kendrick Johnson. Please share this over and over again. And remember, people, we're trying to reach 150 likes on this broadcast, so please like the button down below and share it with other people as well, and hit that notification button because we're back live in effect. Now, let's get back to talking about this conspiracy, because the conspiracy went all the way up to the Department of Justice. You're wondering, what, Mr. C, how do you figure this, that it went all the way up to the Department of Justice? Well, if you look at it and you see the documentary and it explains to you how the 2 people that was in question to have murdered Kendrick Johnson, their father worked for the FBI. Oh, you didn't hear me? The 2 people that was in question for the murder of Kendrick Johnson, their father worked, and I say worked with an ED on the end, for the FBI. So you see, they couldn't let this come down to these 2 gentlemen, these 2 guys, or these 2 young men, however you want to describe them, been arrested, and their father worked for the very Federal Bureau of Investigation that is there to protect and serve people and to protect this country and the people within this country. They couldn't do that. But Mr. C, why do you think that the FBI covered it up? Because they've been doing it for the longest. You see, when J. Edgar Hoover first established the FBI, he was always a hatred of black people. You better read. J. Edgar Hoover never liked black people. He never liked the black leaders. He was always trying and was successful in getting rid of Martin Luther King. He was successful in getting rid of Brother Malcolm X, infiltrating the Nation of Islam. He was successful in infiltrating the Black Panther Party and destroying it from within. He hated black people. Blacks are power. So if you don't know much about J. Edgar Hoover, you better read about him. So the Federal Bureau of Investigation was still broadly advertising his name on their building today, still is doing the same thing they was doing 60, 70, 80 years ago. They're still doing it. So when you watch this documentary, you're going to see this cover up. You're going to see how they did it and why they did it. But a big shout out to the people of Valdosta, Georgia. Big shout out to Kendrick's mother, his father, his sister, his aunts, his grandmother, and everybody else in Valdosta, Georgia to continue to fight to bring these people to justice, and they will be brought to justice eventually. But not with the help of our president. See, you can no longer trust the FBI. You can no longer trust the Department of Justice. So now you got to go above them and go to the one man who can make it happen. And that is our president. So I don't know if my podcast is big enough to reach him. I don't know if my podcast is big enough to reach the mass people who may not know about Kendrick Johnson, but I hope it reached them, and I hope that you guys will share it and people can see that this cannot happen. We as a people must stand up and fight now, or they will continue to do what they been doing for over 400 years. This story touched me to my heart because I imagine this young man being a bright young man with a bright future who was loved by the community, who was loved by his family, and he died over a girl. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily true, but that is the rumor, that is the storyline, how all this took place. Now, one thing I do know that they say that one of these kids who had beef with Kendrick could not beat him off the hands, and I'm not surprised. But I do know that Kendrick would not rest until we have exalted all our powers and exalted all the help that we can give, and share this message and share this video and let it go viral and let people understand that Kendrick is calling for us to stand up for him. See, we must fight for those who can't fight for themselves. Shout out to his mother and father who went to jail for standing up for their child. Shout out to the hundreds and hundreds of Valdostians who stood up and stood up for justice and fought for justice. And now they closed the case 3 years ago, and now the case has been reopened this year. But I deeply feel that without the help of the president, that this case would go nowhere. So we need and call upon our president, who we have elected to make change in this country, to call upon the Department of Justice to do what is right and bring these people to justice. But would he do it? I don't know. I can only hope that he would do it. I only hope that he would get the message. I only hope that people would somehow pass the message on and on and on, share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, and let it get to our president. Let our president know that we are calling upon him to make one giant step in the civil rights movement. Because this is a civil rights issue. This is a law issue. This is an issue that needs to be taken care of and handled, and it needs to be done now. Because if it was vice versa and Kendrick was accused of murdering one of these white boys and the same situation, Kendrick would be on death row right now, if not executed by now. You see, the standards are different between a white man and a black man in this country. It has always been, it always will be. If you haven't been there, you don't understand. You got to understand that if a white man robs somebody, the black man robs somebody, they can be the same crime, but that white man is going to get less time than that black man each and every time. That is the country we live in, people. That is the society we live in. That is the way society look at us. They have never honestly seen us as men, but we stand up and we hold our heads high and we say we are men, and we will continue to fight for what is right. We will continue to fight for justice, and we must fight for all these young men and young women that are being murdered at the hands of these white people, and these people are walking away innocent. That has to stop. I think that the country are starting to go a different route now. I think they're looking at it a different way now. I think that things may be on the incline of bringing these officers to justice that is doing these senseless murders of innocent black people. And we must continue to fight. We must continue to stand out and speak out on injustice in this country. You see, they don't want us to be a part of this revolution. Those of us who have done time, who cannot vote right now because they will not let us do it, because of the simple fact they know that our vote count, it will help put those in office that are willing to stand up and fight for those of us who can't fight for ourselves. So we must continue to speak out. We must continue to speak about. We must continue to let the country know that we are willing to stand up and fight. We are willing to speak out against injustice. We are willing to let our voice be heard. And we would not give up this struggle, this fight. So I hope that this message will get to you guys. I hope you guys will understand that this is about Trayvon and all the countless others, all the way up to Kendrick Johnson, that has died senselessly at the hands of a white man. Now, you might say, some of you who I'm friends with on Facebook might say, well, Mr. C, how can you say that you have white friends? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But if they break the law, then they should be punished just as well as the black men that break the law should be punished. This message is not for every white person. It's not. This is for those who have hatred in their heart, those who raise their kids to hate, those who breed hate in their child like a cancer, and they continue to grow and grow and grow. That is what you have in Valdosta. This is what you have in Georgia. This is what you have in Florida. Yes, we have it in Florida. It is the South, people. And we've been known for racism and hatred towards blacks since we laid foot on this land. So tonight, my message is to all of you who are listening, all of you who have watched this podcast, all of you who have shared this podcast. This needs to continue. So I want you to share this. I want you to let people hear this. I want you to allow people to listen to this podcast because it is serious. To Kendrick Johnson's family, I send you my support and my love. Know that I stand with you and I stand against the injustice that is going on. And I hope and pray that these people will be brought to justice sooner than later. I salute the Valdosta community who is standing up for what is right. I salute the Valdosta community who have decided enough is enough. You see, you guys are the minority in that city. So you need to take over that city. I don't care if they want to threaten you. I don't care if they want to run you out of town. But someone need to step up and say they're going to run for office in that city. Now, I don't know what's going to happen in the months to come, but I'm going to speak about Kendrick's case in all my podcasts. So remember, you can follow my voice podcast on Spotify Radio as well, and some other Facebook as well. Instagram is going to be over there as well. I'm going to share it in all my social media platforms as well as this one. So I want to thank all my listeners. I know it's late and I'm just getting back, but I couldn't hold this anymore. It was heavy on my heart and I had to voice it now. So I'm asking that you please share and like this episode and that you will press that notification button. And I'm trying to reach 150 likes, so please, I ask for your support so we can get this message out, because this message needs to be out for all to hear. So I am your host, Mr. C, come to you from Duval, bringing you the hottest topics and entertainment and sports and life and reality. Also, I ask that you check out my brother, Brandon Howard's podcast, Character Development, here on YouTube as well. He definitely has some great things to talk about and discuss. So please check him out as well. Also, today is Wednesday. I will be back Friday night with another episode of Part 24, The Sauce, bringing you some of the hottest topics that's going on in and around town. Jaguar news, Dolphin news, Florida State news as well. Sports, entertainment, whatever the case may be, more on R. Kelly case as it unfolds as well. I will be talking about all that and more on Amazon and what's going on with the Amazon company as well. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for listening to me. I hope that you continue to hold your head high. Continue to aim for the stars, but reach for the moon. Continue to know that life is what we make it, and that we must continue to fight and believe, because the road is not over as long as you're above ground. If you think it, you can achieve it. I believe in you, but you have to believe in yourself. So I am Mr. C. Once again, thank you for joining me. I wish you nothing but peace, love, and blessings. And I will see you on the next episode of Part 24, The Sauce. And I'm out.